Why do subletting disputes go to court? Imagine renting a place and then letting someone else live there without telling your landlord. It might seem simple, but when things go wrong, courts often get involved. Subletting can be tricky because it creates a lot of legal responsibilities for everyone involved. When a subtenant does not pay rent, damages the property, or breaks the lease rules, the landlord might step in to resolve the issue. But if the problem can't be settled through talking or mediation, the case might end up in court. The main reason disputes go to court is because of the complicated legal relationship between the original tenant, the subtenant, and the landlord. The original tenant is still responsible for paying rent and keeping the property in good shape, even if they sublet it. If the subtenant does not pay rent or causes damage, the landlord can hold the original tenant accountable. This can lead to disagreements about who owes what or who is responsible for damages. Another reason is that subletting usually needs the landlord's written approval. If the tenant sublets without permission, or if the landlord refuses to approve a sublet, it can be considered a breach of the lease. Courts then step in to decide if the subletting was allowed and if the lease was broken. Sometimes, the lease or local laws are unclear or conflicting, which makes legal interpretation necessary. Courts get involved to settle disputes over unpaid rent, property damages, or unauthorized occupants. They also decide if a subtenant should be evicted for violating lease rules. If the lease or sublease agreement is ambiguous, courts interpret the language to clarify responsibilities. Landlords may also bring claims against the original tenant if they believe the subletting broke lease terms. When informal efforts like talking or mediation don't work, disputes escalate to court because legal standards and enforcement are needed. Courts provide a formal place to resolve who is right and what actions should be taken. They help protect the property owner's rights and ensure everyone follows the rules. To avoid disputes ending up in court, landlords should make sure sublease agreements are clear and detailed. They should get written approval from the landlord before subletting. Screening subtenants carefully helps prevent unpaid rent or damages. Keeping records of all communication and agreements related to subletting is also important. When problems happen, following legal procedures for eviction or addressing violations helps avoid claims of retaliation or procedural mistakes. In the end, disputes go to court because subletting involves overlapping responsibilities, financial issues, and legal permissions. Courts step in to make sure everyone's rights are protected and that lease rules are followed. This helps keep rental properties safe and fair for all parties involved.